What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be showing off my trophy collection I spent years going through. We're going to go ahead and start by going all the way to the bottom at the beginning of this. I think I have, it's 108 platinum trophies, and every single game has all the DLC done as well. So this took me casual playing for like, let's see, when did I get this first platinum? This was 2017. So quite a number of years there, just kind of playing throughout college, and up to the point where I'm now. I finally got every single trophy, period, like on all the games that I have. So this is a pretty cool moment I decided to share with you guys. So back when this all first started, it being a brand new account because I was like super into Destiny as a game, so I decided to make a new account, and because I just didn't like my old name, so I made a new account. And I really only played Destiny, and I got this platinum trophy in 2017. So after I finished playing this game, I just kind of platinumed it naturally, just because I was really into Destiny at the time. But Tekken 7 came out, and I'm a huge Tekken fan, so I got that game as soon as it came out on PlayStation. Got this in 2017 as well, and I decided, my trophy list is looking pretty clean. I got 2 games, I got all the trophies for it. So I was like, might as well keep this up. So like every time I got a game I was really excited to play, I would go and get all the trophies for them. So next up is Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, and this game is, I love Crash. So like going through this game, it was super fun. It's amazing. I should probably just go through and kind of detail like what I think of these games, basically, although otherwise this will be like way too long of a video. But essentially going through Destiny again, Destiny Platinum, in my opinion, it's kind of challenging. There's some trophies in here where you need to complete a raid without anyone dying, so it's not just based on you, but like other people as well. In my opinion, Tekken 7 is a pretty easy platinum. I think I did that in a few days. Crash 2, I think is pretty easy as well. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, this game is super fun to play with friends. If you guys ever want to have a game to play with friends, this is it. It's pretty fun. Ratchet and Clank, huge Ratchet and Clank fan. This game is, this is the remake of a movie based on the first game. It was a pretty good game. Not the best in his series, but it was just so nice to see this game come back on the PlayStation 4 when it did. Now, Crash Bandicoot 1. This is definitely not an easy platinum. This game was very difficult, especially doing the time trials. Very challenging, but a super great game, super fun. Highly recommend it. Ghost Recon Wildlands. So this game is super fun to play with friends. If you want to go get a platinum or just get a game in general and go play with friends, this game is awesome. You have an entire open world, and it's just a blast to play with friends. Even by yourself, it's super fun too. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This is the first Jak game, and I'm a huge fan of Jak as well. Comes from, Naughty Dog, who will make Crash Bandicoot. So when the PS2 came out, I played the hell out of this game. When it got remade, or ported, not remade, I wish. When it got ported over to the PS4, this is like a dream come true to replay that game again. So, I think I did this in like a day. This game is super short, but it's like a collectathon. But it's just super fun exploring this game again. I highly recommend it. And of course, The Last of Us, one of the best games ever made. This is actually, I remember the platinum for this being kind of challenging. I think it was really, grounded mode. Grounded mode was not easy, I don't think. I think it was kind of struggling with that one, but it was a great game. It made it challenging for sure. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. This was pretty easy, and I'm a huge fan of Naruto as well. I know I'm a huge fan of a lot of things, but I guess I'm a big nerd, guys. I don't know. But Naruto is a great series as an anime, and going through and like playing the games, I think the Storm series are the best Naruto games. I don't think anything else is really that good. So going through and playing that was really cool. Platinum's pretty easy too. Burnout Paradise. This was the first PS3 game I've ever owned, and it was just so nostalgic to play the remastered version and going back and replaying that. I don't know if you guys ever played the old Burnout games, but Paradise was like the first open world one. It was super cool, and I love this game. Next up is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. This game was a little bit harder to platinum, not because of like difficulty, but because there were online trophies in this one, and the game was dead. I mean, dead. So I needed to like call up a buddy that also owned the game, and we kind of boosted with each other on online ranks because there was no one there. So sometimes when you go back to an old game, you kind of have to like boost for online trophies because the population is just dead. So keep that in mind if you ever want to go back and try to do this. It's easy, but you will need a boost. Then Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. This game was, I would say, definitely the hardest platinum in the Storm series, just because certain battles were extremely long and you needed to get S rank on them, which is like basically defeat the enemy without losing almost any of your health. So you just need to be like really good for a long period of time. So there were some like battles that were hard, but besides that, great platinum, pretty simple. Storm 4, same concept, way easier than 3, but still a fun game. I think Storm 4 is by far the best game in my opinion, but I would just recommend all the Storm games. Like they're a blast to go through, especially if you love the series. It kind of just goes through the story perfectly, and the battles are super fun. And I really like how they took Naruto into like that 3D arena battle, kind of like the Dragon Ball Z games. Next up is Jak 2 and Jak 3 and Jak X. So again, huge Jak fan. Going through these games were just super nostalgic. I think the hardest thing to platinum about these games was definitely the collectible eggs, the precursor orbs. I think I did some exploits to go through and collect those faster because they're just... Honestly, I think Jak has some of the worst, hardest to find collectibles in a lot of games. Like, I don't even know how some of you find these orbs, but I use an exploit to like, kind of make the process go through faster. I think I must have played these games like multiple times each growing up, so kind of got tired of collecting the orbs over and over and over, so the exploit made sense. Super easy platinum. You guys enjoy that? Fantastic games if you've never played it, but you want to go back and play a classic kind of thing. Assassin's Creed 2. This game is a masterpiece. If you've never played Assassin's Creed 2, this is the game that really solidified and made Assassin's Creed what it is today. This is the game that everyone fell in love with Assassin's Creed. Ezio was one of the best characters ever made, in my opinion, and this game is a masterpiece. Play it. I don't even care if you get platinum. It's easy platinum, by the way, but fantastic game. Next is Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. Holy fuck. Okay. These games, platinum, in my opinion, super fucking easy. All three of these. But these games have, I think DLC, yeah, the extended collection. What is it? Finish the game on Brutal. Oh my god, guys, this is S tier difficulty, one of the hardest trophies I've ever gotten, period. Out of all three of these games, what is it? It's called Brutal, right? Yeah, Brutal. Brutal is, it's not even fair. It was not balance tested whatsoever. You would literally spawn in to a checkpoint and just insta-die. It was just... It was the most rage-inducing shit I've ever played, honestly, I think. It was just horrible. But, you know, I somehow did it. So, in all three of these games, and like I said, platinum, you can do it. Fantastic games. They're masterpieces, in my opinion, like at the time. Especially, like, they're classic today. But, yeah, don't go for Brutal. It's not worth it. Platinum's easy, though. Next up is Crash Bandicoot Warped, and this is the easiest Crash game I think out of the original three. So, highly recommend it. It's a great platformer. It's an amazing game. I think Platinum's super easy too. Okay, so because I loved Crash as well, Spyro was actually the first 3D game I've ever played. Spyro is actually the game when I was a kid that got me into video games. Like, it was this immersive 3D world, explorable, and you go to all these different realms. I mean, fantastic. These were so nostalgic to go through. Super easy platinum. I think I got all three in like a week. There was like super short games, or remake of a PS1 game, so they're really short. But these games are amazing. I highly recommend if you've never played it, just give it a shot. It's a fun collectible game. It's just really calming and fun and nostalgic if you've played it before. Okay, so Destiny 2 came out after Destiny 1. It was like one of the biggest reasons why I made this account in the first place was for like Destiny 2 after getting out of Destiny 1, because I knew Destiny 2 was coming out soon. I think this game had a really easy platinum. I don't know how it is these days, because they changed the trophies. The game changed so much that they had to change multiple trophies. I've never seen that before. But I think it's harder to get platinum now, because you have to do a GM, which I don't like doing a lot of the PvE stuff. I got into Destiny originally for the PvE stuff, and it's a fantastic game in terms of PvE. But PvP was like the end game for me, and that's like why I stuck with Destiny for so long. But I think, honestly, playing Destiny with friends, especially PvE, is super fun. I recommend you do it. PvP is not what it used to be, so I just don't recommend you guys trying that. Okay, this holds a record in my trophy collection. Monster Hunter World. By the way, fantastic game. Play it with your friends. It's so good. I think it's a masterpiece. But the trophies. This was the longest platinum trophy ever for me. It took, I think, about 300 hours for me to get this platinum. And don't get me wrong, like, I played this with friends, so those 300 hours really flew by for me. But there was one trophy about like finding every monster, a very like miniature little monster, and the biggest form of that monster. So I felt like a scientist by the end. I was like measuring these sleeping monsters and trying to kill like the little one and the miniature and the gigantic. But 300 hours, man, that game took forever. But masterpiece, highly recommend it. Can't wait for like the real new one coming out. Call of Duty World War II. This is one of those games, honestly, that I don't think I would really recommend on my list so far. This is one of the first ones. I literally only got this game because my buddies, my IRL friends, were like, "Gabe, get this game, get this game." And I'm like, "Bro, it's World War II Call of Duty. I'm not that interested," but they like convinced me to get it with them. So we played online and they like hated it after a week. I'm like, well, I kind of saw this coming. I played through the campaign. It was like, you know, mediocre. What took forever with this though was like all these zombies DLCs. But in my opinion, I kind of like enjoyed doing this. I kind of missed out on the old World at War zombies, like the original. And I also I didn't really play Black Ops Zombies, I know, shockingly. So this was like my first real zombies experience, but I thought it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun with these, so it was kind of redeeming in my opinion. But I mean, if you're into zombies, I would say try it out. If not, not worth it. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I think personally another masterpiece. It continues Ezio's story, easy platinum. I think it's just a masterpiece. You have to play it if you liked Assassin's Creed 2. Bioshock. This was actually my first time playing Bioshock. I remember on the PS3, they came out with the free demo for Bioshock, and I played it, and it was just really good. But at the time when I was on the PS3 days, I didn't have a lot of money. I was a kid or a teenager, so I could only pick out a few games a year. So I missed out on Bioshock, but I got to go back and play it. They remastered on PS4. It's a masterpiece. If you haven't played Bioshock, play Bioshock. Okay, next up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This game is a classic. If you've never played this, I highly recommend it. This is like really the game that put Call of Duty on the map. I mean, Call of Duty 1, 2, 3 were big games, but this is like the game that really solidified Call of Duty for like what it was at the time. I think the trophies here are pretty easy, except for like one trophy, the Mile High Club, I think. Yeah, the Mile High Club is a little bit challenging for sure. Maybe there's another mission where like in a carnival? Not a carnival. You're like outside in a ghillie suit and you're waiting for a helicopter. I think that part is pretty hard on veteran, but pretty easy. Like a few challenging moments, but pretty easy platinum too. Far Cry 3. This game was the best Far Cry game in my opinion. This is like what made Far Cry what it is today. I haven't really played Far Cry since. I think I played 4 a long time ago on an older account, but 3 was the best, which is why I went back to play it. It feels a bit dated, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of like how it feels to play. It feels a little clunky, but you know, it's still a classic game, so I recommend it all the way if you've never played Far Cry. It's a super cool game. Assassin's Creed Revelations is the last game in the Ezio story. Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations all come together in a package. Masterpiece. All 3 games, I love them, highly recommend them. Platinums are chill too as well. Fantastic games. Next up is the Batman Return to Arkham. So Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, right, like masterpieces. I think this is like what this became the best superhero video game when it came out. Like Arkham Asylum just like became the best Batman game ever made. Arkham City became even better, and these platinums are not bad at all. Do they have DLC? Yeah, they have DLC. Everything here is just really good. This was the best Rocksteady games they've made. Batman, I mean, and they're just fantastic. Highly recommend. Platinums are chill. These games were just amazing. You guys should really play this. Borderlands. I think I remember this one being a little grindy. I don't know if I remember it being hard, but I remember this game being pretty grindy. But this is fun with friends, so I recommend Borderlands all the time. It's super fun with friends. Not one of the best games in my collection, but it was super fun to play for sure. Assassin's Creed 3. So I know a lot of people don't like this game, especially like we rode the high of the Ezio collection, and then Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and not a lot of people like they didn't think it lived up to like after Ezio, because you have this new character. But I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was awesome. It's not my favorite. I think the Ezio trilogy is my favorite, but I still really enjoyed this game. So it made me love Assassin's Creed. So I highly recommend. The Platinum's chill. It's a great game. Hitman Blood Money. So Hitman Blood Money is one of my like top 10 games of all time in my opinion. This game is a masterpiece. If you've never played this one, I suggest you go back and play it. It's just so good. Platinum super easy in my opinion too. The thing about Hitman Blood Money compared to like the new trilogy that came out, new trilogy is amazing by the way, but Blood Money still has a few things in that game that you can't do in the new stuff. Like you can't even dual wield the silver ballers. That's like iconic, and you can't even do it in the new game. So there's a bunch of other stuff that make this game good, like let's say you run a mission and you're super sloppy about it, you'll be all over the newspapers, and then if you go to the next mission, they'll like recognize you because you're on the newspaper. So you have to be like a real hitman in this game, and it's just a masterpiece. One of the best games ever, period. Highly recommend. Platinum's pretty chill too. Hitman Absolution. This game came after Blood Money, and I was super hyped to play it off the high of Blood Money. It's a completely different kind of Hitman game. This is like true Hitman. Absolution's more like Hitman on the run, so it was like very different, but it's still very good. So I love Hitman series in general. Platinum's pretty simple too. GTA 5. Holy shit. This game took so long. The single player trophies by themselves, this game just has so much going for it. There's the open world's massive. There's so much shit to do. It's a masterpiece, guys. I mean, we all know it. It's like one of the best sold games of all time. I didn't really I enjoyed getting all these trophies. I love GTA. So it's just GTA 4 was actually the second game I ever got on my PS3. So I played the shit out of that game and platinumed it on my old account. And when I went into GTA 5 on this account, I just had to go for the platinum. I just love GTA. I play the shit out of it. I do everything you can do in the game. All 9 trophies are crazy too. But what made this an S tier difficulty was the DLC. There is a DLC here. I think it's the Doomsday Heist. I think it's this one. Where is it? Elitist? Complete all 3 elite challenges in Doomsday Heist. It's not that one. That one's pretty hard, but this. Complete all 3 criminal mastermind challenges in the Doomsday Heist. I think you have to do all the heists with a team on hard without dying back to back to back, or there's another condition there. This is definitely very hard, and you require 3 other people to do it with you. It is insane, guys. This is definitely top 5, one of the hardest trophies I've ever gotten. I couldn't have done it without my friends. Insane trophy, insane. Seriously, don't even try unless you want an insane challenge. This is up there with the Uncharted brutal difficulty stuff, but Platinum's pretty chill. Just long time. It's a grind. Borderlands 2. This is the best Borderlands game ever, I think, and fantastic game. Play it with your friends. Platinum is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely one of the medium to hard platinums in terms of like things you gotta do in the grind. But super fun with friends. Takes a long time, so it's definitely more of the challenging platinums, but I think it's a masterpiece. Borderlands. Uncharted 4. Alright, platinum, easy. Game's a masterpiece. It really ended the series, well, at least with Drake's story. Perfect. One of the best endings ever. And highly recommend. But holy fuck, guys, this DLC is top 10 difficulty too. Holy shit. All the Uncharted game DLCs, they like want to fuck you up. I don't know what it is. Where is it? I don't know. Earn 3 stars on all survival stages on the crushing setting. Bro, this is ridiculous. I don't know if you guys ever tried this. One of the hardest things you can do in trophies, period. Like for sure. Like this was so insane. Good luck. Good luck. S tier difficulty. Crash Team Racing Nitro Field. I love Crash. I played the original on the PS1 with the team racing and all that. Fun fact, I'm not sure if I might be able to like throw in a little picture here, but I ended up being like top 10 in the world in this game for some reason. I platinum the game. I did all the time trials and stuff, and I got really good at it. And I was like, you know, I got platinum. The game was awesome. One of the best. This is one of the best kart racers of all time. Period. I don't care how much of a fan you are of Mario Kart. This game, in my opinion, is better. Like, if you have skill, you can just destroy people. And that's exactly what happened. I practiced in time trials. I got all the good scores. I got the platinum. I want to play online, since they added online in this game. Bro, I got so much hate mail that people were just thinking I was a hacker. Because I would finish the race before anyone else could, and then they wouldn't get any rewards because I would finish the race before anyone did. So I got a lot of hate mail, and I ended up being like top 10 in the world in this one. This was crazy. Alright, so Injustice Gods Among Us. Oh man. Okay, so this is the first game in my trophy collection and my last game, first and only game that I bought to challenge myself. And basically, I've never like, you know how some people have platinums on like ridiculously easy games you can platinum in like 2 hours, and they only bought the game just to platinum it, just to get trophies? I don't do that. I just buy games that I like and just end up getting the trophies in platinum for them. But Injustice is the first game I got where I was like, you know what? This is rated a 10 out of 10 difficulty, and I want to try to go for the platinum for it. So it's the only game that I ever bought just for the trophies. Not just for the trophies, like I love DC. And this was like the only DC game at the time that I can think of that has like all these characters. And I like fighting games. I like Tekken, so I was like, let me give it a shot, right? Guys, this was a 10 out of 10 difficulty. This game broke me. It took so long, a long time, and it was hard as fuck. S tier difficulty, definitely, I think probably the second hardest platinum I have, in my opinion. I think second. And I didn't even earn the last trophy. I got every single trophy in this game except for, I think, not Ultimate Battler. I think it's Ultimate Battler. I had someone else do this for me because I hit a point where I was just like, it is gonna take me another month or so just to practice with these characters to be able to pull this off. I think you had to beat every single character on the roster with 1 health bar on the hardest difficulty. And it was making me rip my fucking hair out. I couldn't do it. Maybe one day I'll make a video of me actually pulling it off. But I just hit a point where I'm like, you know, I'm just not having fun anymore. I don't love this game enough to like do this challenge. Like if this was a challenge in Tekken and it was the same concept, I would just do it because I love Tekken so much. But I didn't love Injustice enough to like put myself through that. In all honesty, like I enjoy playing video games, but I don't want to put myself through absolute hell for a month straight. That's just too much for me. I'm more I've played Tekken a lot more recently, so I feel like I know fighting fundamentals a lot better, and I feel like I could do a lot better at this in the future. But It just wasn't worth it. Like, I just wanted to move on to something else. Maybe one day I'll go back to that. But I don't recommend anyone go for this platinum. It is like 10 out of 10 absurd. Yeah, second hardest thing I've done here. Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man. If you guys ever went to the arcades, played Pac-Man, I mean, it's just a fun little mini game. I love Pac-Man. I think I platinumed this game in a day. It's pretty easy. Oh, no, actually, no, I'll take that back. It was not easy. You have to be pretty good at Pac-Man to get this platinum. So, definitely challenging. But you can, if you're good at it, you can get it done in a day. Batman Arkham Knight. I know it's kind of controversial, but like, this is the best Batman game ever in my opinion, because they had like the Batmobile and a bunch of other cool stuff. The platinum for this is pretty easy, I thought, but the DLC, holy shit, guys, look at this. I'm scrolling. Look, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 DLCs, bro. One of these, like, just, I think you had to survive like 100 rounds or something with insane amounts of enemies without getting hit. I don't even remember, but the DLC was insane. But the platinum was pretty chill. Masterpiece in my opinion. You have to play this game. It's the best Batman game. Castle Crashers. It's a fun fact, I actually played this with my wife. I played the original Castle Crashers on PS3 with buddies, and then this came out and I was like, okay. I tried to convince my wife to play this with me, and we went through and played it together. We finished the story together. She was kind of done with it at that point. She's not like a gamer like me, and she's not that nerdy. But I went through and like wrapped it up with the trophies. I thought it was pretty chill. I think the original was a lot harder to get all the trophies for, but this one was easier. Spider-Man. If you haven't played it, play it. It's a masterpiece. I think it topped Batman and being like the next big superhero game. So recommend you play it. Platinum's super easy. Another masterpiece, God of War. If you haven't played it, play it, please. It's a masterpiece. I cannot like say that enough. Both of these games are fantastic. Platinum's chill as well. All right, next up is, holy shit, okay. Ratchet & Clank, Ratchet & Clank 2, Ratchet & Clank 3, Deadlocked, Crack in Time, and Into the Nexus. I'm huge into Ratchet & Clank, obviously. I played them on the PS2, and going back to play these on the PS3 were just super nice. I think all these platinums are easy, or medium, or easy, more towards easy. But highly recommend if you guys haven't played this game. It's one of my personal favorites. They're all fantastic, and all pretty short too, in my opinion. And they're kind of like old, so. Sly. So I played Sly 1, 2, and 3. These guys are also just classics from the PS2 era, and me going back to play them on the remastered PS3 versions. Super fun. I think they're like, these games are like platforming masterpieces in my opinion. Like, I don't know if you guys today like love platformers, but I love them a lot. And these guys, the Sly games and the Ratchet & Clank games, masterpieces in terms of that, and highly recommend them. Platinums are easy too, super fun. Stories are great, gameplay is great. So next up is God of War. So after playing, okay, so I've actually never played the original God of War games. I played God of War 2018, and my buddy was like, hey, you should go back and play the other ones, the old ones. And I'm like, okay. And so I went back and played them, and bro, these games are also masterpieces. I'm actually like a little salty at myself that I'd never had the chance to play these back in the original PS2 because they were just that good. These games are that good. I highly suggest you just go back and play them because they're amazing games. I think the platinum for these are a little bit more challenging because there's like challenges that are pretty rough, but medium difficulty. Like, they're not super hard by any means, but they're definitely more challenging. All right, next up is Infamous 1 and 2. So Infamous 1, I don't know if you remember when the PS3 got hacked way long ago. This was one of the free game options. So I played this game. This came out before Batman, I think. And I think at the time it was the best superhero game. Infamous is sick as hell, bro. You're like this guy with lightning, electricity, and all that. And yeah, I got this back in 2020 and went back to play. And it's a masterpiece in my opinion. I think it's great, at least for the time it was. Platinum super chill too. Oh my god. Infamous 2 is another game that kind of almost broke me. So this game is not hard. Great game, by the way. I think it's better than Infamous 1 in its own ways. But I read the trophy guide online, and it said there was no online trophies. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, because like a lot of games, like, you know, going back really 10 years ago or so to like play old games for online trophies is kind of hard for obvious reasons. So I was like, okay, no online trophies. Let me go for it. There's online trophies, and it was like impossible to get them. I literally was messaging Sony and developers at Sony because they technically never turned off the online for this game. So I was basically bitching at them to turn it back on, and I don't know if it was coincidence or not, but then they turned it back on, and then I was like, oh shit, this is my chance. I went through and got all the online trophies in a day and got done with it, because the online was finicky. Like, it wouldn't work one day and would work the next. So I don't recommend you going back for this unless you want a headache. But if you just want to play the game, it's fantastic. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now this is the game that honestly blew up gaming YouTube. Modern Warfare 2 was the game that blew up gaming YouTube in general. This is the game I got into in Call of Duty, really. And it's a masterpiece. The story is great. But the online was like what made Call of Duty explode to the levels that it is now. Modern Warfare 2. But this doesn't have multiplayer, it's just a campaign, and this was nostalgic to go through, and the platinum's easy. I think veteran in Call of Duty is honestly just easy, in my opinion, so they're not hard games in my opinion at all. Killzone Shadowfall, this one is a grind, so I think there's Intercept is cooperative, so I did this with a buddy. That was challenging. And then this was just a grind. There's a trophy here. Let's see, rarity. Jack of all trades. Max out all your upgradable abilities, unlock everything. This was a grind to play online, and it took forever. But I love Killzone. It was really big in the Killzone 2, my old account. I think I was top 100 in that game. It was like my first real like PvP game on the PS3, so I was like really big into it and had no time during the summers. So I always loved Killzone. It was a letdown when this game came out because it wasn't as good as Killzone 2. But yeah, I mean, I still enjoy this game for what it was. Infamous Second Son. I really enjoyed this game. I thought a lot of people didn't like it for some reason. But I like his abilities. It was a cool story. I think Infamous as a brand in the games, I think it's sick. I think if they ever make it Infamous again in the future, they would make a badass game. But I recommend it. I think it's a good game. And the trophies are pretty easy too. Assassin's Creed Origins. Okay, so I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, but I know a lot of people are gonna shit on me for this, but I actually never played the original Assassin's Creed. I played 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, didn't play Black Flag, which is another good one. But everything after Black Flag and before Origins, in my opinion, kind of just suck. So I took a break from Assassin's Creed, and then I came back to play Origins, and it was a completely different experience, you know, open world, gigantic RPG kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. And I also liked how they brought in like mythology into the mix. So this is a game, I recommend it if you'd never played one of the Assassin's Creed games, at least the newer trilogy of like the gigantic ones. This is a good one, and I recommend it. Platinum is a little grindy just because the game's big, but besides that, it's easy. Alright, The Order 1886. I know this game got shit on when it came out because it was like a fully priced game and it was like 10 hours long. But I think that's an unfair way to judge a game in my opinion. Because I got it for super cheap, like 10 bucks or something. And I thought this game was really good. If you've never played The Order, I think it's a hidden gem and you should really play it. It's a really, really good game, and the platinum's super easy, but play it if you haven't. Trust me, it's a good game. Alright, so Astro's Playroom. I mean, who hasn't played this game? If you haven't played this game, play it. It came with your PS5. It's free. It's a cute platformer. It's super fun. It's super fast platinum. I just love this game, and I cannot wait until they make a full-blown game of Astro's Playroom. So I'm looking forward to that. So, Infamous First Light. This game came out way before, but when I got my PS5, this is one of the games where they like had an uncapped frame rate. So I think I played this game at an extremely high frame rate compared to all the other games. So it just looked fantastic. I think it was like, I can't remember if it was 4K 120 or 4K 60 or 1080p with 120 frames. whatever it was, it looked amazing. Play this game on your PS5. You won't be disappointed by it. And it's a good game. Super easy platinum. Super fast. I highly recommend it. Uncharted Lost Legacy. It's kind of like a side story to Uncharted, but it's still really good. It's still made by Naughty Dog. It's a fantastic game. Play it. It's good. Platinum's chill. Okay. Bloodborne. This is the first Souls game I ever played, and holy shit, bro, it was hard. This is definitely a hard game, in my opinion. I don't know if it's because I have that, this is my first Souls game kind of feeling, and it's always hard. If everyone's first Souls game is hard, I don't know if it's that or it's just a hard game. But I thought Bloodborne was really hard. I struggled, bro. I struggled to get through this. I thought the game was bullshit, but I ended up like really liking it near the end. The old Hunters DLC and that final boss was hard as fuck. This game is hard. It's not an easy game. Anyone that tells you this game is easy is lying to you, or they're full of shit, or they're lying to themselves. This game is hard, but I think it's a masterpiece. I suggest you play it. I don't know if it should be your first Souls game like me, but you have to play it at some point. I hope they remake it. I hope they remaster it. Either way, you have to play this game. All right, Horizon's up next, and I think Horizon is definitely like underrated in my opinion. I know a lot of people like didn't enjoy it a lot, but I love this game. I thought the story was really good, and I think it's honestly a masterpiece. I love Horizon. It's one of the best games I ever played. The platinum is not so bad. I think the quests and feats for New Game Plus and the Frozen Wilds DLC gets kind of hard, but the game itself is like really good, and the platinum is not so bad. It's just kind of a long game, not super long, like 60 hours or so, 40, 60 hours, depending on like if you do everything. But I think it's a masterpiece, and I highly recommend it. All right, next is Shadow of the Colossus. I thought this game is medium difficulty. I'm not gonna lie, it's not one of the easy ones. This is my first time ever playing Shadow of the Colossus because I missed out on it on the PS2, so I thought it was a good chance to play it when they remade it. And obtain all time attacks. This shit is hard, bro. Beating the game is not, but doing the time attacks was hard. I thought it was like challenging for sure. So it's definitely one of the medium difficulties kind of things, not a breeze. And then Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Okay, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. You know, I played the original PS2 games, the Budokai series, Budokai Tenkaichi. Kakarot is like the first good Dragon Ball Z game since then. And I just thoroughly enjoyed playing through this. It was so good, so nostalgic. I love Dragon Ball, and I'm really excited for the new Dragon Ball Z game. I'm definitely getting it because it looks really good. I didn't like the Xenoverse kind of stuff at all, honestly. I wish it kind of stuck to like whatever, you know, this style. But I loved it. Highly recommend. If you haven't played Kakarot and you're a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, play it. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Days Gone. I love this game. If you haven't played Days Gone, you heard a bunch of bad shit about it, don't believe them, honestly. I think I heard when it first came out that it was kind of buggy a little bit, because I think it was this studio's like first big game, and I played it a little bit after that, so there was no bugs. I played it on my PS5, so like the resolution and frame rate were fantastic, and the story is so good, man. Like, this game kind of like touched my heart a little bit. Like, it was very good, and I think it's probably like one of the best games I played. I think I have 90 hours or something like this on it, and the challenge mode, survival mode, New Game Plus, like this game was so good. I think in terms of like open world horde zombies, this is, I think, one of the best. You guys should really play it if you like zombies and a good story. I think it's a masterpiece, low-key. I highly recommend Days Gone if you haven't played it. Destiny 2. So, you know, I was, during all of this, you know, I was still like a main Destiny player. Like, Destiny was like my main PvP game, my main like social game. I feel like, I don't know if like a lot of people have that, but like, I feel like I have my main game to like socialize and play with friends. And then I have all my side games I play as they come out kind of thing, or play old ones, or whenever this gets kind of boring. But Destiny 2 came out on the PS4, and then they updated it for the PS5, so I think I got Platinum in a millisecond. Like, all of these trophies just instantaneously popped when I played it on the PS5. But in a way, this game has been out for, how long has Destiny 2 been out? Like 6 years? No, 7 years. Yeah, Destiny 2 has been out for 7 years. So I feel like it's kind of fair to get another platinum for it, because kind of like the Beyond Light and everything after that in terms of DLC is kind of like next gen anyways, in my opinion. So yeah, Destiny 2, recommended to play with friends. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Bro, when this game came out, I was so hyped. I mean, you guys saw, like, I love Ratchet and Clank, and this game did not disappoint. It is so good. Recommend it all the way. I wouldn't say it's like a masterpiece, but it's one of my personal favorite, like, games series, and I just really recommend it. I think it's fantastic. Alright, next up is Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is like a shorter version of Spider-Man, but you play as Miles Morales, and things are a little different. The story's new, obviously. I think it's a great game. Play it if you haven't. Platinum's super easy. Alright, Last of Us Part 2. This game was... I made this way harder than it needed to be. I think Grounded Mode, I played it when Grounded Mode was already out. Complete the story with any permadeath setting and complete on Grounded. I think my first playthrough of Last of Us Part 2, I played it on permadeath. So I didn't have to do like 4 playthroughs or 5 playthroughs or whatever. My first playthrough on this game, I played on permadeath, on easy, but it was still permadeath. So every single situation was tense as fuck, and it was like making my heart race at all times throughout the entire game. So I think because of that experience, I think it was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. This is one of the best games I ever played. Highly controversial, I know, but my first playthrough was permadeath, bro. Like, I don't know what else to say. And then my New Game Plus was on Grounded. So it was just insane the entire time I played. It was just so hardcore. I highly recommend this game. I think you should give it a shot. I know some people are really controversial on the story, but honestly, I really like the story. Did you hate Abby? Yeah, I fucking hated Abby. That's not the point of the story. You're supposed to hate her, and you kind of like understand her a bit more, even though you don't need to like her, but you kind of understand her. That's kind of like the point of the story. It's like a story of like hate. That's like the whole point. So I thought it was fantastic. Next up is Demon Souls. This is actually one of my personal favorite games. I love Demon Souls. It's definitely medium difficulty. It's not easy. It might be one of the easier Souls games for sure, but it's not easy. It is a medium difficulty game. Don't let anyone bullshit you. But I thought this game was a masterpiece. I loved Demon Souls. I think I played this game. I think I beat it 8 or 7 times, I think. Different playthroughs, different builds. I love this game. I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best introductions to a Souls game, because it like really, how do I put it? It like eases you up to the bosses. Like, the bosses aren't insane like the other games. They're kind of easy. There's some hard bosses, so it kind of like eases you up to them. Where like in other games, I feel like they just torture you right off the fucking bat, and it's kind of like off-putting a little bit. But this game eases you into it, and I really like that. So, and it's a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. It's one of my personal favorites. Ghost of Tsushima. This game is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece in my opinion, and I highly recommend it. The platinum is pretty chill. DLC. This game had a lot of DLC. The Iki Island expansion was super cool. New Game Plus was fun. It had new like add-ons and like new abilities. It was super cool. One thing I did not expect out of this game was Legends mode. They added a free online mode, and bro, it came out with a raid. Me and my friends spent all day raiding in Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I never thought I'd say that sentence, but it was amazing. I highly recommend you play this with friends and you play it solo. Masterpiece. Play it. Next up is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I got this game because like I really enjoyed Origins, and bro, I was not expecting this. It's like not at all like a traditional Assassin's Creed whatsoever, but I loved this game. It was a fun RPG. I loved being in the Spartan area, the Spartan era. and the open world was just beautiful. There was just so much to do. I enjoyed the stories. I enjoyed the side stories. I know a lot of people don't hype this game up, but like I really enjoyed Odyssey. I recommend it. I thought it was cool. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 one. I played the co-op. I think, yeah, they had co-op. Played with somebody. It was alright. It's not like they were traditional like Spec Ops in the old games. It's not as good, honestly. And the campaign was awesome. If you want a good Call of Duty campaign, play this game. Platinum's super cool, chill, cool campaign. Recommend this game. I really do. And it's kind of rare for me to recommend like a current gen Call of Duty, so this says a lot for me personally, but I recommend playing Modern Warfare. Returnal. This is one of those games genres that I never played. This is my first time playing this kind of game genre where you die and restart and stuff, but you have like permanent unlocks and like temporary unlocks. I thought this game was amazing. I think I did it in like 11 deaths or less, but I thought it was super cool. I took my time with it. I felt like I was like really strategic, and like it made every moment intense, and I think that's why I liked it so much. And it's a third-person shooter, a little bit of like horror, not horror, but you know what I mean. But fantastic game, and they added cooperative. So now I platinumed it before they did that, but now you can play through the whole game with a friend. So I recommend it even more. Play this game if you haven't played it. I promise you, it's really good. I promise you, play it. All right, Gran Turismo 7. This game is like, how would I put it? It's not a racing game. It's a driving simulator. Keep that in your mind. It's not a racing game. It's a driving simulator. This game humbled me, and it gave me a really good appreciation for motorsports, because that shit is not easy, bro. There's so much meticulous little detail when you're driving in terms of motorsports. And I feel like I learned so much. I played online too, and I think I got to like A rank, not S tier, but A rank. And it is like almost, bro, it's so hard to win online. Getting first place in this game, I think I did it like twice. It is hard. Just advancing beyond your original position is considered a fucking good race. But in terms of single player, getting the license gold or all the best challenges for the licenses were really challenging for me. But I loved it. I'm going back to play GT8 for sure. I love this game. If you're really into racing games, I suggest you give this a shot. It's going to be much harder and much more realistic, but I recommend it. Godfall. So this game right here is actually, a lot of people didn't like it when it first came out. I played it years after it came out, and I played this with friends. So they added a bunch of stuff since then, and I really liked it. There was, I think it's in here. Yeah, a bunch of expansions they added to the game, and it was just super good. I just really enjoyed this game. It was really good. Play this with friends, and it's fun. Just fucking around and doing the challenges and different builds. They have builds in that game now. It's really fun. Sackboy. So I played Sackboy with my wife. We played through the entire game together. I think it took me like 2 years, because like it takes a long time to play like games with my wife, because we occasionally play together, but this like was like our game. If you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, play this game together. It's just fun. Especially like there's not a lot of really good couch co-op games anymore, so it's really rare to find a good one. Play it. It's super fun. Platinum's super easy too. Alright, so you guys know I'm a huge Hitman fan by now after talking earlier, so this one came with Hitman, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3. So this one took a long time because it was basically 3 huge games. But I love Hitman. This trilogy is amazing. Play it, please. It's fantastic. I think as a whole package, it's probably better than Blood Money because there's so much content here and it's really good too. But Blood Money is like a personal favorite, I think, over this one. But this is definitely second place. These games are amazing. Play them. They're really good. All right. This is a controversial, but this is the game that truly broke me in terms of my whole entire trophy collection. So the story with this game is that I had a friend over one day that never played Killzone, and I pulled out the old PS3 and we played through the Killzone 3 campaign together because it was co-op. It was couch co-op. It was super fun. We went through it together. It was awesome. It was a good time. But the online trophies for this game, they turned off online, guys. It was an unobtainable platinum and unobtainable trophies. So I knew that. So then I just played it on my account on my PS3 and just played offline. But I think a few years later, I pulled out the PS3 again to play some older games, but I signed into my account. And when I signed in, it synced my trophies. So then it put it on my list and the rest was unobtainable. So I was like, honestly, my stomach dropped. I was like, no way, bro. After all these years, my collection's ruined. And then I was like sad for a day. It's kind of stupid, but like I was like sad for a day. And I was like, okay, how can I fix this? Is it truly unobtainable? Maybe I'll make it a challenge to somehow figure out how to get this trophy still. So I did a bunch of research and I found a community on Discord that like brings back servers for old games and when the studio turned them off or publisher turned them off. And I was trying to figure out like how can we get this Killzone 3 server back up so I can get these trophies, bro. I'm insane. So then I was trying to figure that out. But as I was doing that, I ran into a dude and his name is Nagato. I don't know if you've heard of him in the hacking community. But Nagato helped me out and he said I can just give you level 99 or 999 and give you like 1,000 platinum trophies on the PS Vita. And I was like, nah, bro, I don't want to do any of that. I just want you, if you could help me out, just to get all the trophies, the unobtainable trophies for Killzone 3. That's all I want, and that's all I ever asked of him. And I'm never doing that again, and I'm going to be like hardcore, super paranoid about unobtainable online trophies adding to my account in the future because I still found a way to get platinum on a game that had unobtainable trophies when I honestly like I don't know, I don't really give a shit that it wasn't unearned because I platinumed this game on an old account anyways, so I like it's not even a hard platinum by any means either, but the fact that I was still able to platinum a game that was unobtainable and it took me forever to research and do all that, dude, that was sick. Elden Ring. So, masterpiece. I think you've all heard of Elden Ring. Elden Ring, I would say, for me, it was a pretty medium platinum because I did Bloodborne, I did Demon Souls, and I had different builds. Like, Bloodborne's more of a melee game. Demon Souls, I did like a sword build with magic enhanced sword, like enhancements. In this game, I was like, you know what? I want to go into Elden Ring. I want to do all magic. I want to be a sorcerer. So I think because I made that decision was why that game was kind of mediocre. Not mediocre. In terms of difficulty, it was like medium because I did a sorcerer build. So I ended up beating the game in like 60 hours. I think I beat Millennia in my second try. I just did a summoning and then fucking blasted her ass and it was literally over. So I made that game very easy by being a sorcerer, and I had no idea it was going to be like that when I went through the first playthrough. But masterpiece. 60 hours? Even though I platinumed the game, I went back and added another 60 hours because I just loved it so much. I think I beat it. I did New Game plus. I think I beat it 6 times in a row with different builds each time so I can get like different experiences. But play this game. It's amazing. I loved Elden Ring. I am super excited to see what comes next in terms of From Software and their games like this. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. This game was good. It's not like amazing by any means. I would give it like a B tier kind of game. It's not A tier or S or any means at all. Platinum's pretty chill. It's a good superhero kind of game, but it's nothing like Batman, Infamous, or Spider-Man at all. But I enjoyed it for what it was, and it's good. If you want to like a pretty short game, nothing too crazy long or anything, and you like Marvel, play it. It's pretty good. It's not a bad game by any means. It's not mediocre by any means either. It's good, but it's not like A tier, or you know what I mean. And the platinum's good. Pretty chill. All right. So Crash 4, It's About Time, is the hardest trophy in my entire collection. Out of all my 108 games, this was the hardest game I've played. I would say even the game I didn't earn earlier from Injustice, I still think this is harder. But because I love Crash so much, I just endured it and just kept playing until I got it because I just love Crash. But this is long and grindy, like 80 hours, I think. And hard as fuck as well the entire time. Doing the time trials, getting all the gems, and like everything this game has to offer in terms of that, bro. This game is hard. So hard. It's the hardest game out of my 100. You've seen all the games I played, and you can see how hard some of the games are from earlier, but this is number one. It was brutal. This game was so hard. But I still recommend it. It's a fantastic Crash title. I just don't understand why they made it so insane. Alright, next up is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So fun fact, I actually didn't see anything Star Wars growing up at all, nothing. Until like a few years ago, I was like, okay, I want to see what Star Wars is all about. So I watched episode 1 through 9 in the weekend and watched all the movies. I was like, okay, now I kind of get like what Star Wars is about. And then I went to play Jedi Fallen Order, and this game kind of felt like Star Wars with souls a little bit while exploring. It was a really good game. Honestly, highly recommend. This game was like, I did not expect it to be so good, but it was very good. Platinum's chill too. Last of Us Part 1. So they remade The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 since the PS3. And I love this game, so I just went back to play it. I think I platinumed it in like 20 hours. It was super short. I remember this game being really long back then, but it's actually really short. I finished it in 20 hours. Platinum super easy. Pac-Man World Repack. So if you didn't know, the first Pac-Man World, so you know I was a big Pac-Man fan. I just loved the original arcade Pac-Man. But on the PS1, they made a Pac-Man World game, like a 3D version, exploration, different levels, kind of like Crash, but Pac-Man on the PS1, and it was a PlayStation exclusive if you didn't know back then. And super good game, and they remade it on PS5, so I just had to go back and play it. I think I platinumed it in 9 hours. So, you know, I like platformers, so if you're into platformers, play Pac-Man World Repack. It's super fun, super chill, super nostalgic. Recommend it. If you liked Astrobot Playroom in the free demo game on the PS5, I liked it so much that I got a VR headset from the PS4 because I also never really played VR games, and I was like, let me just get the VR and try a bunch of different stuff. So I got Astrobot Rescue Mission, and I played that game, bro. Holy shit, that like playing Astrobot Rescue Mission, it's a full-blown game of Astrobot. Think about that. If you played the PS5 thing, this is a full-blown game of it in VR. And it was amazing. Playing this game really like told me that VR is really the future after playing that. I know it may take some time, but like this is the game that solidified it for me in terms of like this is definitely the future, and I loved it so much. If you have a PSVR, play this game. It's amazing. Hogwarts Legacy. This game was actually a lot longer than I thought. I think it took me like 80 hours to finish, but this is the pinnacle Harry Potter video game. If you like Harry Potter, get this game, you'll enjoy it, period. And Platinum's is a little long, it's not hard, but it's an amazing game. I really enjoyed this one. Horizon Forbidden West. If you liked the first Horizon, this game is even better. And the Platinum's chill too. I think there's DLC. The Burning Shores DLC was amazing. This game's amazing. Just play it if you like the first one. It's really good. Dead Space. Now, I don't know if you could tell from this list, I'm not huge into horror games at all. This was, I would say, my first real horror game experience. And the reason why I like Dead Space so much was because I feel like in other horror games, you kind of have like no control at all. You kind of just have to suffer. But I feel like in this game, because you have weapons and stuff and the way they design a story, you have control in those horrifying situations. So I just felt like it's still horrifying, but I feel like I was in control when I was running around with my gun and the plasma cutter. This game, guys, if you haven't played it, It is a masterpiece. Play it. Even if you don't like horror games, play it. I guarantee you, you'll enjoy it. It is that good. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think this is the second longest platinum I have ever gotten. I think it took me 180 hours. And this is single player only. And all of these DLCs, holy shit, bro. This game was so big. Out of the 3 trilogies of Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I think by far Valhalla is the biggest one, like without any question. And I think that is what hurt the game the most. It just felt like really bloated, and some of the stories weren't that good. Some of the side stories weren't that good. The overall main story was good, but the side stories weren't, and there were just so many of them. So it was a little bit weaker in that sense, but they also had other redeeming qualities in the gameplay that were pretty good. And by the way, the DLCs, in terms of all the mythology stuff, is really good. I actually really enjoyed it. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I still recommend this game, but I do not recommend for a platinum, honestly. And it's definitely one of the weaker ones out of the 3. So Mortal Kombat 1. So, you know, growing up, I was a huge Tekken dude. I played all the Tekken games on every PlayStation console. So I missed out on playing Mortal Kombat because I kind of had to like choose, you know, the little limited amount of games I can get a year from my parents. But I always chose Tekken. I never really got to play Mortal Kombat besides like my friends' houses growing up. So in Mortal Kombat 1, they completely redid the story with like a new era. So I thought this is my chance to get involved and get into Mortal Kombat. So I loved it. I loved this game, and the story was fantastic. I don't have like the prior knowledge of the older games to like kind of ruin whatever new stuff they did if I were to not like it, but I love the new story they went with. So I recommend this game, especially if you haven't played any other Mortal Kombat. It's a good starting point. And God of War Ragnarok. This game is a masterpiece. Simple. If you haven't played it, play this game. Platinum's chill as well. Tekken 8. So, you know, I'm a huge Tekken fan. This game, I think I platinum in a few days. I'm pretty decent at Tekken. But this is, I think, one of the second best or the best Tekken ever made, in my opinion. I love this game. If you like fighting games, play this one. If you're not into fighting games, I still recommend it. It is that good of a fighting game, guys. And pretty chill platinum too. Modern Warfare 2. I got this game because I played the original, well, not the original, the 2019 Modern Warfare that I thought was pretty good. And I played through the campaign, and this is decent campaign. The DLC for Modern... Hold up. Why do they add an entire other game a year later, Modern Warfare 3, as DLC for Modern Warfare 2? This is the weirdest shit they've ever done. I've never seen this done before in my life, after all the trophy collecting I've done. By the way, Modern Warfare 3 took me 240 hours to 100% because of one trophy. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Earn date. Kill 50,000 zombies, bro. That took forever. Who made this trophy, bro? That's insane. But besides that, Modern Warfare 3, 240 hours. And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is much shorter, but I don't recommend these games. I think I recommend the campaign for Modern Warfare 2019, but these campaigns are mediocre. The zombies open world is pretty fun in Modern Warfare 3 with friends, but I just don't recommend it that much. Spider-Man 2, masterpiece. If you haven't played it, play it. Trophies are easy. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was not expecting this game to be so much better than the last one. I think this game is a masterpiece, guys. Play this game if you haven't played the first one, or just play it in general. It's amazing, and the trophies just are chill. And the last one, the latest platinum I got, is Helldivers II. This game was a masterpiece in terms of multiplayer. So if you have buddies, play this game together. You'll have a good time. And the trophies are pretty easy. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my trophy collection of 108 games. It took years to finally get all the trophies for all of these games. This is my first video on the channel. I'm probably gonna make this a gaming channel, so if you guys have recommendations, please put them in the comments. I'm probably gonna make gaming videos, maybe trophy videos. Yeah, just subscribe if you want more, and I'll catch you guys later.